we haven't had as much time to keep tabs on old Ethan, but he flirted with the left for a long time and then quickly abandoned it. He really seemed like he was making a lot of progress the more he was kicking it with Hasan. They had the Leftover show that was doing really well. They were really collaborating frequently. They both lived in Los Angeles. Even after October 7th, when Ethan clearly, revealed that he had some ties to Zionism that people might not have realized before then, he was emotional, he was vulnerable, he was open, and it seemed like he wanted to do the hard emotional labor to understand fully what was going on over there. That is all evaporated. And about a 6, 8, 12 months ago at this point, it all started to really fall apart for the folks at H3. They started to relentlessly attack Hasan Piker. They basically did what a lot of channels do, and they wage war with one of their old friends. And I think after we're done presenting this argument to you today, you're going to realize that, H3 went the way of Drake and Hasan went the way of Kendrick. One GOAT and one loser, right? And that's where I want to begin. So guys, let's take a look at the H3 podcast. This is a massive YouTube channel, as everybody knows. They're not exactly a political channel. They're a mainstream YouTube channel, kind of a deal. But they're bleeding subscribers. They're and if, I think
let's zoom in if we can.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We can go even deeper.
This is brutal, guys.
Let's take a look here because I want to trace back specifically. They put so many fucking ads on Social Blade. Jesus Christ!
I can pull it up on here. I have an ad blocker if you
want. It should be fine. People can see. Down 20,000 subs in October. Okay, down another 10,000 subs on the last day of October. So that's 30,000 subs they lost in October. That's actively people deciding to unsubscribe. 10,000 subscribers down between the week of November 7th and November 13th. Another 10,000 subscribers down between the week of November 14th and November 20th. And you guys have to understand, YouTube is designed so that when you have millions of subscribers, you're always gaining subscribers, right? To be losing subscribers or to be netting 0 subscribers for a week is really bad. But they don't have any days where they're going up in subscribers. That's horrible, given the fact that we're watching this trend go on for, about a year now.
Yeah, and as it says above that, views down 15.7% in the last 30 days, and subscribers down, what does that say, 33.3%. That's pretty huge, guys. That's massive. I mean, it's one thing to take a 5 or 10% dip. There's not as much going on this month. It happens to us all the time. It's very possible that next month there won't be nearly as much crazy TYT stuff, and we'll take a little bit of a dip when it comes to views. That's definitely possible. But 33% and just constant sub loss. Whoo, you start to get to that point we were talking about with the Young Turks, where it's like, let's hope you can come back from that, because if you can't, then your channel's basically fucked.
And I want everybody to remember at the start of this year, before we're examining the current decline from H3, this is after already a steep decline. So when he started hooking up with Hasan, it was kind of out of desperation. Ethan had stagnated in his career in a way that is kind of reflective of Jank. H3 expanded a lot. There was a time on the internet when H3 was huge. They were having guys like Post Malone in studio. They were having all kinds of very, very high profile guests on. And then that started to get away from them. Guys like Aiden Ross, guys like the new, younger, more youthful, kid forward Twitch streamers, they kind of took over, and Ethan was kind of stranded out at sea. He didn't know how to adapt. He was more of a YouTuber than a Twitch streamer, even though they did a long live stream and they had the whole H3 podcast. Hasan really kind of helped Ethan in a way that Ethan also helped Hasan. They kind of had a mutualistic relationship, but it was at a down time for H3 as a network. Then for him to turn around and go to bat with Hasan and lose, they have, or go to war with Hasan and lose. Go to bat kind of implies he was sticking up for him. He absolutely did not do that. He stabbed him in the back and tried to fucking
lie about him.
Yeah, lied about him relentlessly, called him a terrorist sympathizer.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like, if what Ethan was saying about Hasan was true, then I don't think he would have suffered this much backlash from his audience. I don't think people would be mass unsubscribing. I think most people in Ethan's audience, they do actually care about anti-Semitism. They're obviously against bigotry for the most part in all forms. Of course, if Hasan was genuinely out here preaching anti-Semitism, then no, I don't think that. I think most people would be like, yeah, you're right to call this out, and you should call this out. People would take Ethan's side. The problem is that Ethan's audience is not stupid. They understand and they can see that his charge against Hasan, this charge that he's an anti-Semite, is bullshit. They know it's not true. And the clips that Ethan continuously trots out here and plays as evidence are all clearly just edgy jokes for the most part. Like Hasan laughing when he shouldn't, when something serious is being talked about, like some Israel propagandist is spreading propaganda about the mass essay that occurred on October 7th. And Hasan is smirking because it's obvious propaganda. And then Ethan wants to say, see, look, Hasan doesn't care about women. And he thinks it's funny when Jewish women get essayed. That's what Ethan will unironically tell his audience. And the people in his audience are like, dude, we know what you're doing. This is not what you are saying it is. This is something that you're also guilty of. There's a million clips of you smirking or giggling when someone in the background is talking about something serious. There's a million clips of you saying shit that's downright offensive, downright racist, if we're being honest.
Oh, blackface. Yeah, all kinds of shit.
And Ethan's gotten away with it because his audience doesn't mind edgy humor. That's part of his appeal. But yeah, that's going to come back to haunt you when you then want to start a witch hunt against a guy for edgy humor.
100%. And for people who don't use Social Blade, you're not a graph looker, this is all abstract for you, I think the best place to look is the H3 podcast highlights channel, because they stopped releasing clips on the regular H3 channel. They only go live on the H3 channel and do their massive live streams, which still do okay. Those still do pretty good, but the clips are where big channels really thrive on YouTube, right? Because YouTube is still like a segment-based platform. People are going to be interested in watching you live, but there are going to be a lot more people who are interested in watching a complete story as a video. Anyway, this is the H3 podcast highlights channel, which has 1.55 million subscribers. Okay, let's look at what kind of numbers they're doing over there recently. Gavin, you're going to be horrified. 16K views on their Ben Shapiro is the biggest Wicked fan ever. And I want to point out also, my girlfriend watched his Ben Shapiro's Wicked review, and she was like, God damn it, the left needs to do more general content like this, because if I was just a regular person that was watching YouTube and I had no idea about politics, Ben Shapiro comes across like a really earnest fan of musicals, and you might just get accustomed to listening to him talk about pop culture. She was like, you could totally tell the guy's a failed screenwriter. He loves musicals. He knows all of the composers and, playwrights and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, that's very interesting. But the broader point stands that 12K on a video about the Liver King, 16K on a Ben Shapiro video, 19K on Dan Bilzerian, like 42K being a top video of your week on your Clips channel.
12K on his video going after Hasan.
We're gonna watch that too. It's pathetic.
I mean, this should be like the juiciest shit you're posting, turning on your former friend and co-host, and yet it's the shit that the least amount of people want to watch. Even his Dan Bilzerian video got like significantly more views. All of his videos get significantly more views than when he talks about Hasan, because I think most people in his audience, even people that are fans of his humor, they actually agree with Hasan on this issue, guys. And that's where I find myself. I used to be a fan of Ethan. I genuinely enjoyed H3, and I thought Ethan was really funny at a certain point. But no, obviously Hasan is right about this. Obviously Hasan's not being anti-Semitic, and he's correct in his position as it relates to Israel. It's not that deep, bro. It's not that controversial. Your audience is not dumbasses, and they're not like George Bush era neocons who are thirsty for blood and want to see endless war in the Middle East. They don't want to see the destruction of innocent lives. It's that simple.
100%. And you got to think, guys, he has a huge production team. We played a video for you guys last week about how he was complaining about how subs were down, memberships were down, and he was like, people just don't like us. And his own producer, the camera cuts to him, and he's like, oh, people don't like you, bro. Everybody loves me. They still like me. And the comments, I'm sure if you go into the comment section, it is all just hate for Ethan, because Ethan's being deranged and everybody feels bad.
Do we have that one clip to play later of him being like, I guess we'll talk about Hasan again for the views?
Oh, we should pull that up. I don't have that one. What I did pull was this one because it's the worst fucking video that he's put out that I can find, which is 3.9K views. And guys, he's really trying to go back to the bottom of the barrel, because what a lot of people who do YouTube because they have like a message that they want to get out, they don't make content that's specifically for people who are 9 years old. Ethan is now getting so desperate that he's trying to make, I guarantee you he's going to go back to trying to make Minecraft content. He's going to do more content with guys like Ninja, who are like old school Fortnite streamers that he probably still has good connections with. And he's going to try and make himself a channel that makes money off of like 8-year-olds who are just like swiping through their fucking parents' tablet. That's where I think this all ends. People who absolutely do not care about politics. But even that's eating shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, I think that's maybe what he would try to do, but it doesn't seem like the numbers reflect any success as far as that strategy is concerned.
Yeah, it's really down bad, guys. And I was talking earlier on when we were looking at the Social Blade tab of where you can trace this downfall to, and really October, November was when he started to hit another just real decline, right? And we can throw this video up here. We don't have to watch it because you guys have already seen us react to it before. You can go find it in our clips channel. But he puts out this clip a month ago called "Hasan Piker is a weaselly liar." And then he put out another video where he said, "I won't let Hasan Piker lie to me about his audience." And he's in his gym in his like mansion, and he looks very unwell.
He's looked very unwell in all these videos. It's crazy.
And now, as a grown man, he sits here in this weird, hat with a, I don't know, weird background, putting no effort into this video that absolutely tanks, saying Hasan did it again. And Ethan Hasan views. I want to find the clip of him saying what Gavin brought up, which is that.
While you find that, I also think it's worth noting that I imagine Ethan and Gila make a majority of their money actually from their Teddy Fresh clothing company, which is pretty popular and which they relentlessly promote. I have to imagine that the sales on that business are down as well as a result of this very backlash, which further proves that Ethan Klein is a terrible business person or content creator or whatever you want to call it at this point. Because yeah, I mean, this is a real financial blow that he's dealt himself and his family. It's going to be kind of hard to come back from this.
Oh, it's irrecoverable at this point, guys. What he did was he let his own brain rot and propaganda ruin his entire career, guys. And I think that is something that we should all study, because it shows you how deep propaganda goes, right? This is a normal guy who lived in America, but his commitment to this abstract idea of Zionism led him to just torpedo everything. Honestly, I think it is also deep down he was a fucking racist, and I just think that it finally
apparently
came to the surface. He said a lot of disgusting things about
really
people in the Middle East, like
shit,
like stuff that you would never ever say. Just like, oh, I didn't mean it, but I was angry. Like, no, you fucking, there was a twin. Like, even if you come back from that, you're gonna have to confess to, like, I did have racial animosity in my heart, and I want to do work to be a better person. Now, there's no way to ever argue, oh, what I said wasn't racist, and it does make you circle back and further reflect on some of the comments that Ethan's made as an edgelord in the past. You know what I mean?
100%. It's totally disgraceful. And again, what I love about this story and the TYT story that we've been talking about so much is that it's actually proof that like in this day and age, it seems, at least on some corners of the internet, that actually like credibility is being rewarded and selling out is being punished. Like there's this logic that, oh, if you sell out, it's actually good business. Well, apparently not for a lot of people. Apparently a lot of people in Ethan's audience are not having this. They don't want anything to do with it. They tune out when he goes down these rabbit holes. And same with TYT. Their audience has said, hell no, you're not our boss. We're not just like sheep that follow you wherever you go, that agree with whatever you say. We were here for a reason. And when you start contradicting those values that brought us here in the first place, that we congregated behind, we're going to leave you. We're going to say adios, motherfucker. And that is, nice to see. It makes me optimistic.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I'll keep looking for that specific clip we mentioned, but I just want to let this play for one moment, because what should be Ethan's best content of the year, what should be Ethan's, lifeline at this point, which is milking the Hasan content that he claims is his bread and butter. It's so low effort. It's so, milk toast. Anyway, we'll play it and you guys can react.
I haven't talked about Hasan. Be real. I've been holding my tongue for a long time. I've been letting slide, right?
What is the definition of a long time?
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe a
It's been a
couple
few
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah.
Like I've mentioned
Is
him
that a
maybe
long
like
time?
passing, but Hasan is still doing like full episodes about me. And
No, he's not. That's the hilarious part. He's not. And I think it actually is this clip that we're watching that has this featured in it, but we can go ahead and save this in case it doesn't play while we're reacting.
Sweet.
you guys will understand how fucking pathetic this is. First he was watching bad empanada videos. If you don't know anything about bad empanada, he's watched several of his videos.
He's a terrorist.
Also, I really like what I've seen from Bad Empanada. I don't necessarily always agree with him, but at least when it comes to his coverage of Ethan Klein and H3, I highly recommend it. I think you guys should all go check out Bad Empanada and watch his videos about Ethan. He speaks really well about the issue and how Ethan disgustingly manufactures consent for the genocide in Palestine.
Yeah, Bad Empanada is to H3 Pod as the Vanguard is to the Young Turks Network.
Subscribe to him. He makes videos of cosplaying as Hamas, hunting civilians to kill. And he said he was looking for Ela. He was looking for a secretary to kill. He's a psychopath. It's a video game, yeah, where you play Hamas and you kill civilians.
Oh, he was playing a video game. Gotcha.
LOL. Like,
So
kind of
Hasan
like
was
Call of Duty, how you can pretend to be an American soldier killing the innocent people in the Middle East or whatever. Like, who gives a fuck? I didn't even know that was happening. But I mean, you're really gonna pearl clutch about an obvious joke?
Promoting him, literally. Now he's promoting. You guys will understand how crazy this is. Comrade Casey, the fucking creep that was cyber stalking fucking Love and putting his face on Hamas terrorists. This dude is literally, he is very ill. He is not a normal dude.
Nah. Comrade?
How is this good content for anyone, by the way?
It's
Mr. Casey?
I'll tell you what.
What you're referring to?
Yeah, Comrade Casey. Did I not say?
Oh, yeah.
I just wasn't sure if you were saying
Casey?
Hasan or Comrade Casey.
Comrade, he's watching Comrade Casey.
So now you're just the thought police. You're out here being like, I saw Hasan and he looked at this, dude. He looked at this and he looked at that guy. And that guy loves terrorism. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, it's nuts. And thank you to chat. Akshat M says, did some quick math. Social Blade shows monthly lost subs approximately negative 950,000 across 4 channels since January of 2022. Earliest I can see, with a lot of damage done in the last 12 months. They got to be feeling it. That is when he really started to amp up and cuddle close to Hasan Piker. Why? Because Hasan's channel was going like this to the moon. H3 was going like this, tanking. 100%. I knew it was bad because that Sunny V2 account made an It's Over video like a year and a half ago for H3. It was like, these guys don't know how to be funny anymore. They're going the way of epic mealtime. And I was like, nah, maybe Ethan has a chance. He's really like on his political arc, and these guys just don't value political discourse. Now he's lost any of the people like me who are like, oh, maybe this guy will grow into being a reasonable leftist. Now he's left with nobody. Dickie McGeezax, in the term of our friend Kyle.
Yeah, soon Ethan's just gonna be relegated to Cameo, and you can pay $100 for him to deliver a birthday message to your like uncle or some shit.
Yeah, he's gonna sing happy birthday to a bunch of people who go to Disneyland in their 40s.
Yeah.
You guys in this community know how fucking pathetic that is.
How pathetic
but here he is
Casey
again.
is.
And again, like, I'm not doing this. I'm not watching. I haven't pulled up a single Hasan hate video and watched it. This is. Again, he won't watch anything I'm actually saying. He will only, and he goes, I don't have time to watch that. There's a genocide going on. That's what he always says. But he'll pull up Comrade Casey talking about me for like a fucking hour. Watch
I like
the
how
whole.
He wants people to be so scared of this Comrade Casey person. I don't even know who that is. And I do, like, I pay attention to this shit for a fucking literal livelihood. It's my fucking livelihood to pay attention. I don't even know who Comrade Casey is. No one is scared by this person. No one is like gonna unsubscribe to Hasan because of this Comrade Casey character who you want us all to be so terrified of. Again, no one even knows who it is. You're speaking in code, bro. You might as well talk about Zebra Man 789 or, you know, someone in our chat like Goobalar or Vicky Klee. Oh, did you hear that Zach was talking to Ditto and Tracy Eva? Like, that's what you sound like to a normie.
Yeah, it sounds made up, and it sounds made up to us for sure. And also, I guarantee you that Hasan is not spending hours watching this content about Ethan Klein. Okay, he doesn't care about you. You're irrelevant. You lost the battle. That's why you got 11,000 views on this pathetic video. And what's so great about this, guys, is that you heard him set the scene. You realize how pathetic and boring this is, and you guys aren't going to miss anything else. But let's quickly hear the part where you realize, well, maybe Hasan isn't talking about Ethan so much, but Ethan needs to pay his bills, and he thinks that the live viewer meltdown numbers will translate into content his viewers want to watch. We found out that's not the case, but this is him while he's still optimistic.
Oh, Ben Spear is also a wicked queen, so we'll do both. We'll hit them both.
Why don't we do the wicked
Should
one
we
first?
clickbait Hasan? I mean, people click for that shit.
Not in like a good way, though.
I don't care. Who said that? Who said I care about that?
Yeah, I got you.
What do you think, Love?
I don't know what's better.
Listen.
Honestly.
Hasan Piker is.
Listen, I get that you're going to talk about it. I think at this point, it's pretty clear that the people that still watch. Are you back, Nate? Okay. I just wasn't sure if I was still switching.
Well, let's do a poll then, Dan.
That guy's desperate to get Ethan to stop killing this channel because he doesn't want to have to get a straight job somewhere. He doesn't want to have to go looking on LinkedIn and say, well, hey, you know what? Let me fire up my Monster account from 2007 because now I have to go apply to be like a car salesman or something because my old boss is a fucking idiot and he torpedoed our success. Like, this is the same guy that was like, bro, why do you keep talking about Hasan? Our audience doesn't want you to. He's doubling down. He's desperately pleading with Ethan to stop killing the network.
Yep, and that's the problem. Ethan is so invested in this emotionally, he can't see straight. He doesn't realize that it's bringing down the whole thing. And again, not just H3, but I would love to take a look at the Teddy Fresh sales and see how much they've declined. Because, like I said, I bet they make even more revenue off of that.
Yeah.
Should I? This is just solely from a totally cynical, dry numbers perspective. It's not should I. It's not this or that. It's like which one is going to get more clicks. Hasan Piker is whatever. I don't know.
And it's funny too because again, from a totally clinical perspective, you should stop talking about this. You know what I'm saying? Stop talking about it if you want to save your channel. If you want people to watch your show, you gotta move on. This shit is not the vibe, bro. I think I said this the other day, but it's like when you're at a dinner with a friend that you haven't seen in 5 years and you're having some beers and he gets a little bit too drunk and decides to call his fucking ex. And you're like, bro, we're trying to have a bros night. We're trying to hang out. Can you not get drunk and call your ex? That's what it's like watching H3 when Hasan gets brought up. It's a vibe. Everyone's chilling. Everyone's making jokes. And then all of a sudden, here we go. Let's relitigate this. Let's get into your bitter personal history with your old friend and co-host who now you want to smear and, talk shit on. Like, it's not a vibe. It's not funny. It just comes off as weird.
Yep.
Why not just write clickbaiting Hasan or
It's not clickbait.
Current title? Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, okay. Verse
That guy fucking hates Ethan, and I've not watched this show that much.
is current title.
Okay.
How about Hasan must apologize because you keep saying he should apologize for making
Right.
that thing for
Hasan Piker must apologize.
I already.
That's pretty good. I'm clicking for Hasan because I think that one would be better. Well, I will. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine. Haters.
This is how you death spiral, guys. This is because hear me out. Nobody wants to watch you have a pity party for yourself. This is crazy. He is supposed to be entertaining an audience. He has been given a bounty. He has so much privilege. He has so many opportunities. His network is ginormous, but he's decided to bring this black cloud over his head right into the H3 studio, and it's bullshit. It sucks. Nobody likes to watch it. If Gavin and I came out here and cried and talked about, oh, no, the world's not fair to us. That's not what you guys want to hear. You guys know the world's not fair, right? I like to quote Shannon Sharp. He says, fair is for judging pigs and eating cotton candy, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that life ain't fair. Nobody wants to hear you whine about how it's not. They want you to propose solutions, or they want you to just sit back and entertain them. Just be fun. that is a perfectly valid way to live your life. If you just want to be a dude that's like, you know what, people have it hard enough, I want to help them take a load off, man. I want to be a good person, but I want to make people laugh. I don't want to make people feel bad. You know, it's not my bag to talk about anything too serious. When people watch me, I want them to feel lighthearted and I want them to feel relaxed. That's okay. That's perfectly valid to make that your position. But what is so unacceptable, what is a recipe for disaster, what is going to be the death sentence, it's already over for H3, but there's such a huge channel that you get to watch the death rattle. It's like when a star goes and has a supernova, it burns out finally, but it still sends light for like 100 years back to Earth because it's so far away, right? And the speed of light traveling, it takes forever to get back to us, so we don't even know a lot of the stars that are out there in the night sky. You know, they might have burnt out already. That's basically the situation at H3. We're just still getting the rays of light back.